Happy Monday! I have a little bit of Monday motivation for you, and it's not what you might think it is. Typically, we would be here having this conversation of what all we need to do, our to-do list, making sure that we as believers make disciples of all nations this week, and just making sure that we're doing everything that we're supposed to do, right? This is going to be different. You see, I have a little bit of I don't want to call it a secret, but I have something I want to share with you that has been totally changing the way that I do life. This might surprise you, but God is actually not calling us to do as much as He's calling us to something else. I'm going to share that with you, but first, if we haven't met, my name is Renee, and I help people discover and become who God created them to be, so that they can do what they're designed to do and run their race to win, because that's why we're here, right? So you want to lessen the load and not be so overwhelmed and not be wishing on Monday that it was already Friday. There is a reason that we're feeling that way. We are feeling so overwhelmed and overrun because we're trying to do too much. And I don't mean just our to-do lists, friends, but I mean we're trying to do. You see, God's not calling us to do more. He's calling us to be more. And not more than what He's already called us to. It's just that we're not stepping into who He created us to be. And why not? Because we're not taking the time to be. We're too busy doing. So this week, my challenge to you is to figure out what it looks like to be. What it looks like to be more instead of to do more. So on your to-do list, I want you to write down be. Just be. That's going to look different to each of us. This morning, the way that I'm just being is I literally stepped outside early this morning and I'm just sitting. I'm literally just sitting and drank my protein shake, watching nature around me and listening and just being, just experiencing what God has for me this morning. For you, it might be a little bit different. It might be just being, laying down in the bathtub and just being without your phone, without distractions, but just listening and being. It might be something as simple today as your morning commute. Instead of turning on the radio or a podcast, even good things, right? Like good music or whatever, but just turning it off and being with Him. You see, God is not so concerned about what all we're doing as He is who we're being. When we're being who He created us to be in that great relationship with Him and with His Son, when we're being the light that He's put in us, we're going to be fulfilling what He called us to do, which is to go out and make disciples of all nations. So this week, as you're trying to be more often than do, take notice of what you're saying, the language that you use. I have to do this. I have to do my hair. Oh my gosh, right? I have to go clean. I have to make a to-do list. Whenever you're saying those things, just stop for a moment and don't shame yourself, but just think, okay, how can I be in this moment? How can I be who He created me to be? This is a learning process. It is not a one and done. It's actually not a to-do list. In fact, the more that you learn how to be, the less that your to-do list is going to control you. And yet He's still going to help you get what you need to done. So share with me down in the comments, what is one way that you are going to be more this week? Can't wait to learn. I'll share mine too.